CANDIDE by Leonard Bernstein. The synopsis is presented by Opera Inside, the online opera guide. The roles: Candide, illegitimate son of the Baron Thunder Tentronk. Cunegonde, Candide's half-sister and his lover. Maximilian, brother of Cunegonde. Pangloss, house philosopher of the Baron Thunder Tentronk. Paquette, maid of the Baron. The old lady, companion of Cunegonde. In the castle Thunder Tentronk in backward Westphalia. Candide, the Baron's illegitimate son, lives there with his family. He is a cheerful and simple soul, and is in love with his half-sister Cunegonde, who is addicted to luxury, and who returns his feelings. The family leads a happy and carefree life at the castle. Dr. Pangloss, the house philosopher, taught the family to be happy, since one lives in the best of all possible worlds. He dispels any doubts that there might be adversities in life. He can even gain good things from things like war. Candide and Cunegonde meet in the park and dream of their future. But their expectations diverge. Cunegonde has luxury and jewelry in mind. Candide dreams of a simple life on a farm with many children. Busy with their own dreams, they do not recognize the deep gulf between their life plans. The family forbids the improper marriage and chases Candide away. He's deeply saddened that he has to leave Cunegonde. But he wants to look ahead. Pangloss taught him optimism. He believes in fate, which offers him the best of all possible worlds. Westphalia is afflicted by a war. Candide is forced to be recruited. He is tortured after an attempt at desertion and manages to return to the castle in the second attempt. There he finds his family dead in the ruins of the castle. Cunegonde was raped by the soldiers several times before her death. Candide says goodbye to his dead lover. Lonely, Candide wanders on and surprisingly meets Pangloss. His teacher was able to save himself from the plundering armies, but syphilis has hit him hard. But the philosopher sees this as a positive thing, for only those who know pain know how to enjoy the pleasures that the illness has brought. They meet a merchant who takes them to Lisbon. Arriving there, a gigantic volcano erupts and the city is destroyed. Fortunately, the two of them are not among the 30,000 dead. But fate befalls them as Pangloss spreads his heretical philosophy. They are arrested by the Inquisition and taken to the Auto da Fe. Pangloss refers to his venereal disease that forbids him to be executed. He is sentenced to death at the stake and dies. Candide gets off lightly and only takes lashes. Candide begins to doubt his optimism. But self-critically he sees the error in himself. At the same time a courtesan lives in Paris, who keeps two lovers, the Archbishop of Paris and a rich Jewish merchant. It's Cunegonde who is miraculously back with the living. She despises the life she lives, but she loves the luxury it offers. By chance, Candide also ended up in Paris, where he meets Cunegonde to his astonishment. The two are happy to have each other again. Suddenly the old lady, Cunegonde's companion, appears. She announces the arrival of Cunegonde's lovers. In a fit, Candide kills them both. The cardinal is buried in the great cathedral. The Jew lands in the nearest sewer. Cunegonde, Candide and the old lady escape to Cadiz. On the run, they are robbed. To earn their dinner the old lady sings a song about her unhappy past. But she always managed to brave the odds. Candide remains an optimist. On the run from the Paris police, Candide is hired by the Jesuits for their fight in South America. The two women accompany him on the crossing to Montevideo. Cunegonde's brother Maximilian and the maid Paquette are miraculously alive again, and were taken to Montevideo as slaves. Maximilian was dressed as a woman and the governor of Montevideo fell in love with him. When he noticed his mistake, he met the newly arrived Cunegonde and makes advances to her. The old lady is cheating Candide that the French police is still after him. He flees into the jungle and the old lady fixes Cunegonde up with the governor. Candide, accompanied by the half-blood Cacambo, is on the way to the Jesuit camp in the middle of the jungle. There Paquette leaves as abbess and Maximilian as Jesuit priest. Joyful about the reunion, Candide tells them that Cunegonde is also still alive and that they plan to get married. When Maximilian calls the marriage improper, Candide stabs him and flees the Jesuit camp. Meanwhile 3 years have passed. Cunegonde and the old lady live bored in the luxury of the governor's palace. Cunegonde complains to the governor that he promised to marry her long ago. While fleeing through the jungle, Candide comes across a wondrous land. It is El Dorado, a land where gems lie around on the ground and everyone is fine. But Candide does not want to stay without his Cunegonde. He just wants to take some gems with him to buy Cunegonde off. Because he fears to be arrested, he sends his companion Cacambo to Cunegonde. He wants to meet them in Venice. On his way to Venice, Candide passes Suriname, where he meets the pessimist Martin, who names greed and malice as the driving forces of mankind. There he buys a sailing ship from a Dutch crook to cross the ocean. He now feels full of happiness again in this best of all possible worlds. But the luck lasts only a short time, because the ship soon sinks. Candide is saved by a raft, which is rowed by 4 kings and steered by Pangloss. The raft makes its way to Venice, where the kings immediately go to the casino. Their Cunegonde and the old lady are employed to animate the players and cheat them. Through a miracle, Maximilian is also in the city and is its corrupt police chief. Pangloss breaks the bank on the roulette game. Cunegonde is not interested in Candide. She and the old lady jump on Pangloss to profit from the money. Candide is disillusioned. Has wealth always been more important to Cunegonde than love? For days they don't speak a word to each other. With the remaining money they buy a small farm. At some point Cunegonde and Candide make up again. Even though love no longer blooms as before, they want to marry and work the land together.
www.operaInside.com. All about operas. Learn more about this great opera, with interesting facts and great YouTube videos. Visit us.